The metaphorical positive meaning of resilience as the capacity to adapt and thrive induces us to relate resilience to something always positive, a positive attribute, to a person, to a forest, to a city. Something resilient is something able to cope with challenges, always good. And this positive meaning was increasingly associated as a mandatory goal to the one of sustainability. If you read the New Urban Agenda, the SDG, other agenda stating to build a sustainable and resilient planet, society, city, you'll always find the terms couplet. And indeed, I'd like to clarify here that from one side, it's true, we really need to link them, but also be really aware that they are two different concepts and not linked at all per se. So most of the time, when thinking of sustainability, we refer to energy efficiency, renewable, our impact on ecosystems, while resilience is mostly referred to the capacity to resist, adapt to challenges, and sometimes how we adapt challenges, thinking of a drought, for instance, is not going to be aligned with sustainability goals per se. Because, for example, take droughts and drought resilience strategies, they could consist into building a desalination plant which could use a tremendous quantity of energy, which is, if it's not renewable, its building produce tons of emissions as its maintenance. And it could even impact the environment through the salt water production, if not treated properly. Per se, be adaptive, be resilient to drought, for example, it's not necessarily linked to sustainability. Same happen if you take flooding. Take a flooding example. We choose to cope with flooding by building huge underground rainwater retention deposits, avoiding the city to be flooded, becoming flooding resilient, but at what price? The mission for the construction of this infrastructure, the electricity used for the pumps and control system, the treating of that water afterwards, it's another example of how resilience per se is not aligned or contributing with sustainability. This is why, from one side, we should align resilience and sustainability, making sure we're not just investing in resilience per se, in infrastructure, in capacities, or solutions which potentially erode sustainability, but synergize with it. Instead of building underground water retention deposits, we could build flooding resilience through a decentralized water management approach. So capturing the water, then rainwater, storing this water during the runoff phase, from the rooftop, from the gardens, streets, avoiding the flooding, retaining this rainwater, eventually reusing this rainwater. And if we can reuse it for watering gardens, we improve ecosystem services too. So definitely no carbon emission solution, nor energy intensive one, nor eroding resilience, but actually contributing to it and contributing to sustainability. Thus, depending how we build resilience, we could erode or contribute to sustainability. Knowing these are two very different things. Already in 2014, for example, Chas Redman wrote a paper titled "Should Sustainability and Resilience Be Combined or Remain Distinct Pursuits?" highlighting how sustainability is a long-term goal coming from social science about how to change things for the better, reaching a sustainable future. What the resilience was coming from ecology, but was about the now and the emerging characteristic of a system about how to cope with challenges. So in the urban resilience community, there were many discussions linking case studies and theories to clarify that most of the time resilience is associated in city with persistence, not with sustainability. And persistence and sustainability are two very different things. So already in 2014, for example, Chas Redman wrote a paper titled "Should Sustainability and Resilience Be Combined or Remain in Distinct Pursuits?" highlighting how sustainability was their long-term goal coming from social science about how to change things for the better, reaching a sustainable future, while resilience coming from the ecological side and ecological disciplines was more about the now and emerging characteristic of a system to embrace and change and cope. And in the urban resilience community, there were many discussions linking case studies and theory to clarify that most of the time resilience is associated with persistence of the system, not really sustainability. And persistence and sustainability are quite two different things. This is the threat, confounding them. We cannot confound sustainability and persistency, because an unsustainable city, which is highly resilient, maintains its business as usual regime. Being not able to transform at all, being not able to change toward a more sustainable development model, for example. There is also another wonderful publication recently published by Thomas Elkmest and colleagues, published in Nature in 2019, exploring this relationship between urban resilience and sustainability, which now graphics and framework explaining these differences for the final purpose of how to better align resilience and sustainability.